December 3rd, 1993. Lunchtime in Medellin. Barely 12 hours after a police bullet sliced through Pablo Escobar's ear. The iron gates of Jardines Montesacro Cemetery creak open, and 6 cops stare down the hill. What rolls toward them isn't grief, it's a wave. 20, maybe 25,000 people flood the marble alleys, trampling roses, chanting "Viva Pablo," while his own wife and kids get shoved so hard they never reach the coffin. How does the planet's most wanted terrorist still pack a crowd bigger than a Copa America final? And why did that same crowd almost yank the corpse apart? Rewind 24 hours. Morning radio is pure routine. Traffic, weather, a throwaway line about "Don Pablo está muerto again." This time, it sticks. A special forces colonel snaps a photo on a tile rooftop, hits send, and the city exhales. By dusk, candles flicker on tin roof balconies. Motorcycle taxis hand out free t-shirts stamped with Escobar's grin. Love him or hate him, everyone knows tomorrow ends at the cemetery only. No one sent a memo about crowd control. The family wants quiet. The city wants closure. The barrio wants one last miracle from the guy who built soccer fields and paid light bills. 3 wishes. 1 narrow gate collision course set. Here's the riddle you've got to swallow. The same week Escobar bombed a 727. He bankrolled 2 zero Christmas food baskets in the comunas. He put 500 kids through school Monday. Assassinated a presidential frontrunner Friday. Half the country saw the devil in white sneakers. The other half saw the only president who ever delivered bricks instead of speeches. That split personality is why when radios announce the wake, mothers pin his photo to their blouses like saint cards and march downhill. They aren't cheering murder, they're honoring the only banker who said yes when everyone else slammed the door.
Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next video.
Midnight in the chapel. 11 p.m. December 2. Cheap fluorescent lights buzz over the chapel. A metallic gray coffin sits flanked by 2 wilted bouquets. Every florist within 10 kilometers is sold out. Hermilda Gaviria, a tiny woman in a black shawl, strokes the lid, whispering, "Mijijo, mijijo." Outside, guitar trios roam, strumming corridos they used to play in whispers. Tonight, no one whispers. One line sticks. He was born poor, died a king, and the river weeps. By 2 a.m., the first teens vault the outer wall. By 4 a.m., cops give up counting at 3, 0. The coffin hasn't moved, but the story is already sprinting barefoot. The human avalanche. 8 a.m. 2 hearses roll up. Rumor says family will follow in black sedans. Match, meet dry grass. People scale 12-foot gates. Women pass babies overhead like crowd surfers. A cop fires a warning, nobody flinches. 40 cemetery workers lock arms, planning to escort the coffin 80 meters to plot 308. They last 30 seconds before the tide smashes them sideways. A reporter scribbles, "City vomiting its secrets." The undertaker makes a call. Open the doors, sprint the coffin out, drop, run. No prayers, no speeches, just adrenaline and elbows. Imagine Escobar's widow, Maria Victoria, and 16-year-old Juan Pablo, shoving against a wall of ribs and elbows. They want dignity. They get trampled. After 20 minutes, they retreat. Tears mixed with somebody else's sweat. A TV camera catches Juan Pablo shouting, "Déjennos pasar," but the chant drowns in "Viva." Maria Victoria's hair gets yanked, her sunglasses crushed. Later, they'll admit the funeral terrified them more than any shootout. The kingpin's own family, scared of his mourners, let that sink in. Halfway to the grave, the cartwheels jam. The crowd lunges. A rope snaps. Hands shoot under the lid. People want a lock of hair, a button, anything. A worker throws himself across the coffin, yelling for backup. For a surreal second, the box rocks like a dinghy in a storm. If it flips open, the story turns snuff film. 6 guys shoulder the weight, shuffle 3 meters, tip it into the pit. No blessing, no dirt, just shovels flinging clay like they're hiding evidence. 4 minutes, done. Headstone not even set, and the first souvenir hunter scoops soil into a plastic bag. The city holds its breath. By dusk, the cemetery looks shelled. Toppled wreaths, single shoes, crushed sunglasses. Radio says 25-0 passed through. Police shrug and write 2-0 peak. Medellin braces for car bombs from Los Pepes or Cali hitmen. Instead, the night goes eerily quiet, like the whole country exhaled and lost its voice. Government TV flashes, mission accomplished. In the barrios, people light another candle, unsure whether to celebrate or mourn. Colombia just buried its priciest problem, yet nobody feels fixed. Vacuum and aftershock. Within weeks, the Medellin cartel shatters into city blocks, run by teenagers with beepers and Russian SKS rifles. Murder rate dips, then doubles a year later, as splinter crews fight for Escobar's roots. Tourists soon ask cabbies to swing by the grave. Administrators bolt an iron fence and a sign, "Respect the dead." It lasts a month before someone steals it for scrap. The family flees, changes names, carries the funeral footage like a scar. Juan Pablo writes that watching strangers fight over the coffin was the day he learned power can be a curse, not a gift. Why we still click on this story. Scroll any Escobar YouTube video and the comments split. Half monster, half he built my neighborhood. That divide keeps his grave selfie central 3 decades later. Humans crave nuance soaked in drama, and nothing delivers like a funeral where love and terror breathe the same air. The footage reminds us history isn't black or white. It's 25, shades of gray pushing on a coffin lid. Each mourner carrying a different receipt for the same man's kindness and cruelty. If this mashup of fear and devotion hit you the way it hit me, comment, would you have joined that crush or stayed on the sidewalk? Subscribe for more stories where fact meets humanity at its loudest and most fragile.